Story 1. Facebook needs to be banned because they do not care about helping when accounts are hacked and used to scam people. They will not assist, no matter how many times the issue is reported. Story 2. TikTok is banned in India. I left Snapchat when I was 16. I still don't understand what Snapchat is for, other than sending inappropriate images. Story 3. Reddit is the only platform I use, and only because it is somewhat reminiscent of the PHP forums I used to love. With some of the changes Reddit has made, I am unclear how much longer I will continue using it. Story 4. Probably Facebook, MySpace, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and other social media platforms. I'm not on any, and I doubt that will change. Story 5. Twitter and TikTok. Algorithmic content is affecting our brains and turning us into puppets for propagandists. Story 6. TikTok, Instagram, and I don't know. I'm not a teenager and I'm not interested in being someone's follower. My wife and her brother send me content from TikTok all the time, and I've told them many times that I don't have TikTok. Story 7. The comments I read on random posts unrelated to politics or social issues are absolutely abhorrent. The number of bot accounts is overwhelming. It makes the app seem useless. Story 8. I use Instagram because I feel obligated to. However, I have blocked Reels because I dislike short-form content. I don't think I would gain anything from X. In fact, seeing anything related to it makes me not want to visit. It's just a group of hypocritical people who decide they have a problem with whatever someone else does. Story 9. Thread, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and Truth Social. I might join Blue Sky, but maybe not. There are plenty of others I am probably forgetting. I primarily use Reddit and Facebook for local events. Story 10. Twitter, or X as the South African billionaire Adolf Hitler calls it, along with Facebook, Threads, and Instagram. I don't like Zuckerberg. Story 11. TikTok. I already have Instagram, and it is essentially the same as Reels. Snapchat. I simply do not feel the need to get it. Story 12. TikTok again. I had it for a long time, but I could feel it draining my attention span. What is frustrating is that many other sites have added their own versions. Instagram is trying to transform itself into a video platform instead of a photo one, so now it feels like TikTok is inescapable if I want to be online. Story 13. I looked at it for a while and then realized that I don't have the attention span of a slug. My company was exploring it at the same time that the TikTok video of the guy skateboarding while drinking cranberry juice went viral. I get the vibe, but is that the best you have? Story 14. I never had any interest in Facebook. Then, the malfunctioning animatronic started bowing to the Make America Great Again movement. Now I actively dislike it. Story 15. Threads, X, previously known as Twitter. If you still have to refer to it as formerly known as, you probably shouldn't have changed it. Story 16. Threads, X, TikTok, Truth Social. I get enough stupidity from Reddit. There's no reason to seek more. Story 17. Anything owned by Meta since they have standardized and specifically allowed hate speech against LGBTQ individuals. Story 18. I will never join Instagram, Threads, Snapchat, or WhatsApp. I left Facebook in 2018 and have not looked back. Story 19. Truth Social and Blue Sky are both similar platforms, existing at different ends of the extremist spectrum. Story 20. The Nazis, of course, and realistically anything else other than Instagram, and only on there for my businesses. Story 21. Truth Social, Blue Sky, and TikTok. I'm not interested in echo chambers or nonsensical content, and those three exemplify that. Story 22. The only platform I use is Reddit, if you consider it as social media. I have never used Instagram or TikTok, and I deleted my Facebook and Twitter accounts quite some time ago. Story 23. Any of those apps that automatically delete messages, with the best example being Snapchat, feels so creepy because I know all my messages will be gone after a day or so. Story 24. Twitter, Truth Social, Threads, and TikTok. I have Instagram. That's enough for me. Even so, I wish they had an option to turn off the feed and just allow me to use it as a shareable photo album. or at least an option to only see my friends' posts without anything else showing up. Story 25. I never joined Snapchat. Firstly, nobody is interested in seeing photos of me, and secondly, I do not have anyone I know in real life with whom using Snapchat would make sense. Story 26. X, Snapchat, Facebook, Truth Social, Threads, TikTok, Reddit, and YouTube are the only platforms I like. Story 27. Twitter, both in its heyday and now, along with all associated spin-offs such as Truth, Blue Sky, and Threads, as well as TikTok, have shaped social media. In hindsight, I would not join Facebook or Instagram if I had the chance to do so again. Story 28. I'm on Facebook and Instagram to stay up to date with certain friends and family, but I dislike it most of the time. Story 29. I will never create an account for an adult website. What kind of person comments on and shares explicit videos? Story 30. Truth Social, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. I have never had and will never have accounts on these platforms. Story 31. Reddit is all I use. I'm only on Twitter because my child's school posts updates there sometimes. I follow her teacher and the school's account. Story 32. I haven't joined TikTok. I think I'm done joining any other platforms aside from what I currently have. I may leave some soon. Story 33. Pinterest. I never understood its appeal and disliked that it would show results on Google Images but not allow me to load those results properly without an account. Story 34. I have a dormant Facebook account. That is the only social media account I have, and I will not be creating another one. Story 35. I have a LinkedIn account for career purposes, but it has been dormant since 2017. I had a Twitter account for a while to follow on the ground sources in Ukraine, but I mainly use it now to call Elon Musk a muppet. I deleted everything else years ago. Facebook has been gone for about a decade and Instagram as well. I never downloaded TikTok. Truth is full of misinformation, and Blue Sky has moderators, but it is still often filled with hateful individuals who think they know everything. Reddit is next on the list for deletion because I spend too much time scrolling and arguing with people for it to be worthwhile. Story 36. I stopped using Facebook in college and I've never really looked back. I mainly use Twitter to follow artists. I have an Instagram account just to view business contacts. Story 37. Luckily, I didn't need LinkedIn when it was just a job vacancy platform because I checked in on it recently and have no idea what it is now. Story 38. The only things I will hold on to are a couple of them. This one and TikTok. But no Facebook, no Instagram, no Snapchat. Who has so much time on their hands for Snapchat? How about going around, giving someone a hug, sitting down, and talking to them to support one another during this difficult time? Story 39. I joined some in my youth but have since left them. At this point, I will not join any. I will just stay on this online forum that some people say is social media. I guess I'd never join Friendster because I don't know if that even operates anymore. Story 40. If I want China to have my data, it is better for Meta or another company to sell it to them than for me to give it to them directly. Story 41. Instagram is boring and Facebook is full of bots and artificial intelligence, as well as uninteresting individuals who interact with them. Platform X is associated with inappropriate content and angry users. These are my least favorite social media platforms. Thank you for listening. Story 42. Anything other than Reddit. This place is in a slow decline with the banning of third-party applications, some misguided moderators, and now suggestions of paywalled content. Story 43. TikTok, I just don't see the appeal. I barely use Instagram or Facebook, and I have never used Twitter. Story 44. Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram are filled with individuals who hold extreme beliefs that I can't stand. Story 45. I only use Facebook Messenger for contacting my friends and Reddit for entertainment. I have never used any of the other platforms and likely never will. Story 46. I am afraid to say never, but it is extremely unlikely that I will join. 1. Threads. 2. X. I was on Twitter for many years and left when it changed to X. 3. Truth Social. 4. TikTok. Story 47. TikTok. From what I can tell, It's either people complaining about shopping or restaurant servers expressing frustration about tips. Story 48. I was an early adopter a decade ago, and I loved it for a long time. However, once Elon Musk acquired the platform, I left and I will never return. Story 49. Any platform where engaging with my real-life friends is not the only functionality is concerning. There are platforms now where you may not know half of your connections in person. That isn't social interaction. That's just mindless activity. Story 50. TikTok. I already struggle with social media addiction, so I don't need to download the most addictive one. Story 51. I created a Twitter account for a college project, but I haven't logged in or visited the site in 3 years. I don't feel like I've missed anything. Story 52. Is no one going to mention Instagram? I dislike other platforms more, but I never created an account and never will. This original intent seems so vain to me. Now it feels like Facebook without the older generation. Story 53. I never used Twitter, but now it's definitely out for good. I'm transitioning 20 years of memories off social media platforms, and they'll be on the list of things to avoid from now on. So now I'm passing the time on Reddit again. Story 54. In my 20 years of social network usage, I've only had one Facebook account about 10 years ago, which I deleted before the decline in quality. I primarily use Reddit and Lemmy. Story 55. A social media platform I will never join is Reddit. No matter what, I will never create an account, comment, or have an anime profile picture on there. Story 56. Snapchat, Instagram, Truth Social, and TikTok. I have been using computers since 1991 and the internet since the very beginning. I joined various platforms including Usenet, Internet Relay Chat, Internet Communication Company, Microsoft Messenger, YouTube, and Facebook Messenger. I also use Discord for gaming and previously used TeamSpeak and Ventrilo. When Google launched Google+, I joined that, but it did not gain traction. I joined Reddit, Twitter, and recently Blue Sky while planning to leave Twitter someday. I joined Telegram to follow the war in Ukraine, but right now I have to say stop. There's too much information, and not all of it is interesting. I believe everyone will eventually settle on a platform and reach a point where they think enough is enough. Of course, this can change if the platform declines or something unexpected occurs, but that is my perspective. Story 57. Truth Social and probably Telegram too. I am hardly on X anymore. I check back occasionally to see who I might have forgotten to follow on Blue Sky. Story 58. I will be honest. I will never join Blue Sky. The reason is that it feels like Twitter in 2017, and I wasn't interested then, and I am not interested now. I will also never join Truth Social. I don't understand its existence. Story 59. Love Threads. It's a great community. Blue Sky is acceptable, but it still feels similar to Facebook. I will never consider using Truth Social. Story 60. Facebook has too many anti-science myths posted. I also avoid groups where everyone has the same point of view, as they simply become echo chambers, regardless of whether I agree or not. Story 61. The only platform I use is Reddit. When Elon buys Reddit, he will either control it or shut it down. After that, I guess I'll move on to Blue Sky. At least they are a private company and can't be bought out by propagandists for now. Story 62. Any platform that attempts to mimic an existing one includes Blue Sky, Mastodon, Truth Social, and Threads. An exception to this is Rumble, which I favor since YouTube frustrates me with its censorship, copyright strikes, and other issues that negatively impact users. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.